What it do? Chris, aka Mr. Viben, is here with another Flashback Film Friday. I am taking y'all back to 1999. Yes, I said 1999. I think I was about 5 in 1999. But even at the age of 5, one of my all-time favorite movies, probably number one on my list, I still watch it to this day other than Money Talks, is The Mummy. Not the one with Tom Cruise. That one was trash. Very disrespectful. They could have kept that in the vote. I was very disappointed in that. I will not be talking that one ever. So mark my words on that. That one was trash. Anyway, take it back to 1999. The Mummy starring Rachel Weisz, I hope I'm saying her name right, and Brendan Fraser. This movie made me love Egyptian things so much. Like I want to get a Anubis tattoo so bad. Like I love it. So let me take you guys into the movie. We're starting off in the desert somewhere, and Rick O'Connell and his friend Benny are in this war or whatever's going on. Benny is soft. You can't count on Benny for anything. Rick looks at Benny and says, "You got my back, right?" This fool Benny says, "Your strength gives me strength." Out of here with all that. The minute things got rough, Bing booked it. If you ever seen this movie, go see it. I understand it's an old movie. There's a lot of old movies I haven't seen yet, but if you have not seen The Mummy, go see it. Not the one with Tom Cruise. I repeat, not the one with Tom Cruise. This one was made in 1999. The one with Brendan Fraser, the original one, the greatest one ever made. Anyway, throughout this whole movie, Benny is going to book it, so don't count on him for anything. He makes you want to bury him alive. Whew, that was a lot. I gotta catch my breath. But back to it. When Benny runs off, the war gets crazy. They're shooting at each other, people dying and stuff, and the guys on the horses gets all closer and stuff. So Rick books it too, but as he books it, he's still shooting everybody. So he runs around. He finds this little temple. Boom, boom, boom. Finds this temple, and it's Anubis, and the horses go crazy. Remember, there are guys on horses trying to pretty much kill him. And the horses are going crazy. They're like, okay, what's going on? We all know when animals go wild, there's something going on. So the horses book it. So while Rick is standing in front of the Anubis statue, the sand just goes crazy. Whoosh, whoosh. And Rick is standing there like, oh, what's going on? And he books it too. So when he books it, you can see the face of Imhotep. Imhotep is the mummy. I would get to him in a minute. Follow me now. The face of the mummy is in the sand. The mummy is Imhotep. Okay, so check this out. Let's take it back a little bit. Why is he in the sand and why is he hunting this ground? So let's start off with Ahamenashra. Imhotep was one of the high priests of the king around that time. So he ended up having an affair with the king's wife. And the wife didn't like the king at all, but they ended up having an affair. So once they found out what was going on, Imhotep had to book it. Like they're gonna kill him. So he was like, bro, I gotta go. And Anaxalamun, that is the name of the king's wife, was like, yo, I don't want you to go. He's like, I gotta do what I gotta do, Shawty. So I see you when I see you. She's like, not necessarily that way because they did love each other. So they end up killing the king. That's why he had to. That's really why he had to book it. Other than having an affair, they killed the king. They killed the king together because when the king came inside, Anama, Anaxala is painted. So Imhotep rubs her arm, and he rubs the paint off her arm, and the king is all like, "Okay, who touched you? That's how I know you've been doing some sneaky link stuff. Like who touched you?" And she's like, "Oh, like don't act surprised now. You're busted. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Where you been? You're busted." So when Imhotep sees that, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're busted. Forget this." So they kill the king, and the guards, which are the king's guards, are notified. Once they're notified, Imhotep books it. Anaxamun kills herself because she says nobody's going to touch me no more. So she kills herself. Imhotep takes her body, and when he takes her body, he pretty much it's this ritual that they're doing. So he's trying to bring her soul back from the underworld, from the afterlife, pretty much. But in the midst, excuse me, in the midst of him bringing her soul back, the king's guards captured him, take his people, torture the life out of him. Imhotep got the worst of the worst. He was pretty much tongue, tongue, tongue cut out, mummification, put into the casket, buried alive, and have these little black bugs just eat him alive. Can you imagine being eaten alive, mummified, buried alive, just being eaten by bugs? And here's the crazy thing: they eat you slow. They don't even eat you fast. No, they eat you slow. So first of all, they have to eat through the mummification paper, whatever that they use, and then eat your skin. And after they eat your skin, they're inside of your body. Can you imagine what he had to go through? You should have kept your hands to yourself, big guy. Anyway, fast forward. So we're going to get to Jonathan and Evie. Jonathan and Evie are brother and sisters. Jonathan is Jonathan. He just goes out, play poker, and does what he does. Evie is a librarian, so since she's a librarian, she's very knowledgeable on things. So one day, Evie's in the library. She completely messes up the library, like the bookshelves and everything falls over. So she goes in the back because she hears some noise. She walks up to this casket, and you see it wasn't a real skeleton. It was like a fake skeleton. It looked real. Could have been real. I don't know. So Jonathan pops out, and he finds this key. It's about yay big, about yay big. And when they open it, there's a map inside of it. And the map inside of it is apparently a map to Hamanatra. Now, what is Hamanatra? Hamanatra is supposed to be this city of lost treasure, lost gold and jewels and all kind of stuff. And for eons, people has been for like 3,000 years. There we go. For like 3,000 years, people have been looking for it. They say it's a myth, but he just so happened to find that map there. So they take it to Evie's boss, which is the head of the librarian. He burns it. He burns it because he knows a secret. At that point in the movie, we don't know. We just think he's a regular librarian, but come to find out he's actually a Magi, or like, yeah, a Magi. He's like protector of that area because the Magi's was okay. There we go. The Magi's was the king's royal people, like his guards and everything. So they protect that land for like 3,000 years, and he knows about it. So he purposely burns it. So he only burns half of it. Fast forward a little bit more, Evie and Jonathan found out about Rick. Okay, so they're gonna go see Rick. Rick is in jail. He's beat up, hair's all crazy, and the warden of the prison is like, yeah, he was out having a very good time. That's how he said it. Don't judge me. That's just how he said it. So Evie was all like, look, I need him. And so many more, she was like, I need him. What do I have to do to need him? I mean, to get him out. And she's telling the warden that he knows the road to Hamanatra, where the gold is. Like, he can help. What can I do? And he's a creep. He's like, I've been a very lonely man. She smacks him. Bow. He's like, don't touch me. So he drops him. He meaning the warden drops Rick, and Rick almost snaps his neck. So pause real quick. I was watching an interview one day of that scene, and Brandon Fraser was saying that when the rope fell, when he was hanging, he was actually hanging. So he was actually dying. Like, if you guys get to see the movie, you're going to see a part where it's like, oh, like he looked like he's actually hanging, which he really was. He almost died on that set from that scene. So of course they probably have to cut the scene short, but you also want to make sure that the scene is good. And he played that role of him hanging. It was beautiful, you know, in the movie aspect of the way. So Evie said to him, well, "Whatever we find, we give you a percentage." So the warden's he's a dummy. He gives a high number. Evie gives a low number. He gives a high number. Evie gives a low number. But here's the trick: the warden gives a low number, gives a number that Evie already offered, and she was like, deal. He was like, cut him down. That's how he said it. Don't judge me. I'm just saying that's how he said it in the movie. That's just how he said it. So they're on the boat. They're good. Rick's free. Everybody's going to Hamanatra to see what's going on. In the midst of them being on the boat, some crazy stuff breaks out. Some Magi's find them. They're trying to stop them there. So they're setting the boat on fire. So you got the people from Egypt. You got the Americans. Everybody's after this treasure that's in Hamanatra. I just said it a few times. I don't know why I keep messing up. Hamanatra. So all this gold and treasures there, but they're not understanding that once they get there, it's more than just treasure. Like there's a reason why they can't find this place. There's a reason why that nobody really goes there. Like why would you go to? I mean, I guess there's a myth. You're trying to figure out the myth or whatever. But fast forward a little bit, they actually get there. They find the place. Rick leads his group. The guy that's leading the Americans, the other group, is leading them too. So who is this guy that's leading the Americans in this other group? It's Benny. Yes, it's Benny. We ain't seen Benny since the first part of the movie, right? We ain't seen Benny since the beginning part of the movie. But he's leading the Americans and this other group to Hamanatra to get this treasure of gold. So when they get there, they have a race, and boom, they're all there. So they pretty much split. You go your way, I go my way. So while they're searching for the treasure and everything, Rick is digging upward. When he digs upward, boom, the casket fall. When the casket fall, they're like, "Oh, what is this?" Unbeknownst to them, they have the key to the casket to open the casket to get Emotep, which is the mummy, out of there. While this other group is looking around and trying to find treasure, they find the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead is pretty much you can bring anything, any creature back to life. So since he had the worst, he meaning Imhotep had the worst death. When they brought him back, he got these supernatural powers. And when he got these supernatural powers, he's trying to find the vases. The vase is about that big, and what's inside the vases are the organs to Anaxilamun, his lover. So he's very sensitive about these vaults. If you have one, that's pretty much you just sign your death certificate. Signed, sealed, done, no negotiating, no nothing. Because the thing is, he's been buried for 3,000 years. So he don't know what's going on. He can think that you're one of the king's men that killed him or whatever. So if you have one of these vases, just throw it away, walk away, don't come back at all. Just leave it there because he will suck you dry. He will take your skin off of your body and just leave a corpse there. I love this movie because the way that they just did it and the way that he chased them around and the way that he was catching people left and right. I'm not touching them balls. Leave them there. So here's the thing. When the Americans found the box had the Book of the Dead and then has a little vase in there and everything. So they're like, oh, a book. What is this book? We want the treasure and stuff. And somebody kicks the box. When the box opened, they find the little vase with the organs in it. So the guy was like, there's your treasure, while he's holding on to the book because he knows what it is. So they go outside. They're all chilling, relaxing, and one of the guys said to Rick and his group, sounds like you guys found yourself a nice juicy mummy. What a surprise. And Rick just look at him like, okay, whatever. Fast forward a little bit. Everybody sleep. Evie's drunk. The warden has died because he got greedy. He doesn't like bugs. And these bugs they're about yay big and they come in a shell. So when dirt touches them, the bug comes out. When the bug comes out, it goes through your body fast, quick. Like you have no time to the point where it's just like, okay, it's in my body. If I don't get it out fast, you're done. You're done. Wind it up. You're done. It's a wrap. So he finds one of the bugs. It goes inside his body, eats his brains from the inside. He's done. Fast forward back to everybody outside sleep. Rick and Evie are still woke. Evie is drunk. I mean, she's twisted, plastered, gone, bye-bye, control alt delete, not coming back until she wakes up. Or they open the book. The book is the Book of the Dead. And she reads it. And when she reads whatever she reads, it brings the mummy back to life. When it brings the mummy back to life, just because she read out of the Book of the Dead, it gives him these powers, right? And you can hear the scream. So the original guy that had the book that she took the book from, he's all like, no, you must not read from the book. And after that, it's just chaotic. It's mayhem and everybody runs. Locust is coming because you pretty much woken up the dead. Like, I get it, you was drunk, you trying to understand, but you're a librarian, you have all this knowledge. You should know what was going to happen. Like, come on, baby girl, what you doing? So when they're running and hooting and hollering and stuff, one of the guys, he falls. When he falls, his glasses break, kind of like Velma. I can't see anything without my glasses. Well, he fell. Everybody left him. Of course, Benny just looks at him and runs off. Could have handed Buddy his glasses, but he did it. So Benny's all like, "Wait for me!" Buddy picks up the fire. He picks up the gun. He's trying to figure out what's going on. Emotep is still in mummification, so he's just pretty much a walking corpse. But he got these powers. So the other than Emotep dying, the real first death that's in this part of the movie now is the guy that lost his glasses. Emotep did him dirty. Oh man, I can't believe I was watching this at 5 years old. Like, Mom, I love you. So thank you for letting me watch this. Like, I love these kind of movies. So what he does was, technically he's not a death yet, but what Emotep does is, so he has no tongue. Remember, they cut his tongue out. He has no eyes, so he can't see. And I think he has no heart either, but he's just a walking corpse. So what happens is Emotep finds him. He meaning the guy can't see at all. So what Emotep does is he takes his eyes out, put them in his face, rips his tongue out, put it in his mouth. He couldn't finish the job because who found him? Evie found him. Evie got lost. Okay, sidebar real quick. So while everybody's running, Rick, Evie, and Jonathan are running. They're just scared, trying to figure out what's going on. And the bugs come through. Remember the little black bugs I was showing you about? So they're awakened now as well because Emotep he's alive now. So all pretty much things that are connected to him are alive now. So it's like this rush wave of these little bugs is coming, and everybody's running and jumping and hooting and hollering. Just so happened, Evie finds this little trap door. She's against the wall. She finds a little trap door, and she's like, "Okay, I'm safe or whatever." But she falls through the trap door, and when she falls through the trap door, she falls where the guy was. And when she sees him, his eyes is gone, his tongue is gone. It's crazy. And Emotep was all like, "Oh, a night to the moon." By him doing that, pretty much saying he found the woman that he thinks is beautiful, but he needs to sacrifice this woman. He needs to sacrifice this woman because Anaxa Moon's soul is in the afterlife, and her soul needs a body. He doesn't care about Evie at all. He just thinks physically she looks good. So his thing is, okay, I can take Anaxa Moon's soul and put it in this beautiful woman, and I have two for one. I mean, who doesn't want that? Come on now. So he's like, okay, he chooses her to pretty much be the vessel. Rick finds him. Rick screams and shoots him. But before he shoots him, Emotep the mummy screams at him. He does this screaming. Rick screams back at him. He's all like, ah, and he shoots him with the shotgun. Bow, drops him. But he gets up. What's funny is Emotep gets up and does this little shake, this little shake, Once he does this little shake, he's just looking around, and so they booked it. When they booked it, they go in front. They see the Magi. The Magi's like, "I told y'all not to come here. I told y'all not to waken him up. Now you guys are screwed. Now I have to take care of the mess that you guys started. I have to clean this up now." Rick is like, "Don't worry, I got it. Guns don't kill him, Rick. You should know this. The Magi is trying to tell you. Human guns do not kill him. Doesn't matter how many times you use explosives, how many times you shoot him. You guys should know that this does not kill him." It's crazy. So as time goes on, they're trying to figure everything out. The sky is raining fire, and then Rick's friend is finished. I'm gonna tell y'all how he finished. Emotep finds it. Okay, hold on. Before I tell y'all that, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Benny gets on my nerves, but Benny is calculative. Benny gets lost from everybody. Emotep the mummy finds him, and Benny has all these chains on across Buddhism, the Star of David, all kind of chains on. So Benny's about to die, and Benny just started saying all these kind of prayers, and the Star of David is the one that saved his life because the mummy's like, "Oh, you're a slave pretty much. So if you work for me, you're gonna have gold, you won't die, and you're gonna be my slave." Benny's like, "All right, cool, whatever." Um, like I said, Benny gives you a headache throughout this whole movie. Spoiler alert, Benny does die. Benny dies at the end trying to get out, trying to steal all the gold, but he gets locked into the castle because the castle is completely falling apart. He gets ate by the bugs alive. Oh, it was probably the best part of the movie because it's like you little slimy, slippery, pep squeak squirrel. Like this whole movie, you just been getting away scotch free. Oh no, not this time, sucker. You caught now. But fast forward a little bit. So Benny's working for Emotep, and he leads him to the guy that Emotep took his eyes and his tongue from. So when he leads him to them, the guys are like, it's such a pleasure to meet you. You know, this is an honor. And he tries to reach out to touch his hand, but he's like, yeah, no touching. Emotep slaps his hand. He was like, the king don't like to be touched. So everybody's at the bar. They're trying to get their lives together. They're drinking, they're having fun, and then they take a shot. When they take a shot, they take a shot of blood. They're like, "Oh snap, he's here!" So when they go up and find their friend, he's gone. Skin has been sucked off his body. Emotep's getting stronger. The longer Emotep lives, the stronger he gets. It's crazy. Like I love this movie. So he completely just takes everything off of his body. Skin, eyeballs, tongue, lips, just he's just a straight corpse sitting there. And of course Rick tries to shoot, doesn't work, but a weakness is a cat. So he doesn't like the cat. He doesn't like the cat because in the movie, cats are guardians of the underworld. So any soul that's in the underworld tries to escape, there's a cat there that would try to stop him. And he's like, no, you're not going anywhere, buddy. So now he doesn't like cats. But as time goes on, cats really don't scare him. When he's fully generated, don't nothing really scare him. He got his powers. He's there. You know, he's just like, okay, what are you guys going to do to me? So the movie is a great movie. I hope you guys get a chance to see it. I just gave y'all just a little snippet of it. Just go see the movie. I understand it's an old movie. It's made in 1999, but it's a good movie. They don't make movies like this anymore. Like movies where okay, there's a little bit of animation in it, but it's not like everything's CGI or nothing. Like these movies are like well thought out movies. I felt like movies stopped being good in like I don't even know, but like movies made in the 90s, early 2000s, mid late 2000s are like really good movies. So, but this is a good movie. Go see it if you haven't seen it already. Like I said, it's probably number one on my list because I've seen it so many times. There's Mummy 1, there's Mummy 2, Mummy 3 was kind of, I don't know, man. I feel like they should have kept the whole thing going with the same stuff, Mummy 3, but the first Mummy is a classic. It should be like in the movie Hall of Fames because this is such a good movie. It's low key underrated. I don't know why when it's such a really good movie. So, like I said, if you guys haven't seen this movie, go see it just from this little bit that I told y'all about. I hope that you guys will go see it. All right. So, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Chris, aka Mr. Viben, and I am out of here. I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day.